for us to sell our products to European countries. Greeks have prevented, and it has been now almost 4 years that this regulation has not been passed. Why? Because Greek Cypriots are in EU. In fact, they will use this power to prevent all the openings to Turkish Cypriots. We also have problems with our educational systems, because Greeks are preventing us being accepted into Bologna process. This is educational right. This is an individual human right. And we are being prevented by this human right as well. My kid is being prevented in competing with an American kid or a European kid. My kid have no right of competing, playing sports, playing football, or doing anything with another kid in the rest of the world. Okay. Why is that? Because I'm a Turkish Cypriot.
Minister, let me get Angelo on the line from Botswana, because Angelo has a question as well. Go ahead, Angelo. Angelo in Botswana. Are you there, Angelo?
Hello.
Go ahead.
Rizkan, I have a question to the gentleman who is answering this.
Go on. Keep going, Angelo.
All these years, the Turkish Cypriots, they never wanted the reunification with the Cyprus. Why at once they want to get in?
Okay, so Angelo feels that perhaps you didn't really want your reunification all this time, Minister.
Well, Mr. Angelo, how did you find out that we do not want? For the first time, a referendum has taken place by international community, and we have voted yes. In the past, there have been many talks on the table, but never a referendum has taken place. So this is the first time in the history that the world has asked Turkish and Greek people, what do you want? And the answer was, we want a solution. This is the reality.
Kostas is on the line from London. Kostas, go ahead.
Good evening.
Right. Go ahead.
My question to the Minister is the following. Why and how come it's the fact that on 18% of the population are Turkish, and yet they occupy 40% of our land, and they won't allow us to go in our homes?
Okay.
Well, the answer is we are after a solution, but you do not want to share anything. Greek Cypriots are not after sharing anything with Turkish Cypriots. And the Greek Cypriots want to accept us as minorities, and they want to keep this state by themselves. We have to go back to 1960. The partnership of Republic of Cyprus was established equally by Turkish Cypriots and Greek Cypriots. And Greek Cypriots have been using this so-called Cyprus Republic since '63 by themselves. So we have the right to live freely as any other person in the rest of the world.
Minister, since you've been in office, there seems to be an increase in the number of contacts, or the increase in the level of contacts between Turkish Republic of Northern Cyprus and the organization of the Islamic Conference. In what way has that increase in contact been reflected in bilateral relations between Turkish Northern Cyprus and the OIC countries?
Well, Turkish Republic of North Cyprus and the OIC countries have been extending their bilateral relations. OIC's decisions have always been taken, but we have moved on and we have helped for these decisions to be realized and to become in reality. In fact, we have increased our bilateral relations with many countries. We have opened 3 new offices in OIC countries, and which are Qatar, Oman, and Kuwait. We have started our ferryboat ships between Syria and TRNC after 30 years. That means we have started our bilateral relations with the rest of the world. We have had many businessmen going to Kuwait for trade relations, and we are expecting many Saudi Arabia businessmen coming to TRNC for future cooperation. OIC has been in great cooperation with us. Secretary General Professor Ekmelettin İhsanoğlu and his team, the Secretariat, has been in good relations. They have visited Turkish Republic of North Cyprus, and we have opened ourselves to OIC countries. Okay. We are now moving forward. We will use all the openings of OIC countries to Turkish Cypriots, and we will improve these relations in the coming months as well.
Let's squeeze in a call from Lee in the United Kingdom. Lee, what would you like to ask?
Hi there. What I'd like to know is the number of Turks in Cyprus are, in relation to the population of Cyprus, a minority. Yet they're after 50% of the power, shall we say. How can they ask for such a thing when a similar population minority in Turkey, i.e. the Kurds, aren't given 50% of the power in Turkey? How can they justify wanting 50% when their population is only about 20%?
Minister.
Well, Mr. Lee, I am referring you to the Constitution of 1960, which has been signed by Turkey, Greece, United Kingdom, where you are now, Turkish Cypriots and Greek Cypriots. And 50% power sharing was there in 1960. So these are the rights of Turkish Cypriots since the establishment of the Cyprus Republic, where we were kicked out. And humanitarily, we have the rights on Cyprus. We have been here for so many centuries, and we have as equal rights as Greek Cypriots do. This is the reality.
Minister, we have literally 15 seconds or so. Let me just ask how the July the 8th process of 2006 might lead to some prospects. You don't have long, I'm afraid, but a quick thought on how you might move forward.
Well, 8th July was started by Turkish Cypriots. It was started by our President Talat, where technical committees were to set up for humanistic relations. And we have asked Mr. Papadopoulos to come and meet the President since 2006, 8th July. He has never come until 5th September of 2007, where he was doing this just for his internal politics of elections in February 2008.
Sir, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry, we're out of time though. I thank you very much for joining us there from Nicosia. I hope to speak with you again soon. Thank you, sir. And thank you for being with us. We should point out we've approached the Greek Cypriot side for their perspective and are still waiting confirmation they'll join us. On tomorrow's show, the Los Angeles Police Department is mapping out Muslim areas. We'll talk to representatives from the LAPD and the Muslim community about this issue. Don't forget, if you have any thoughts about pressing issues, send your emails to riz@aljazeera.net. We'll see you next time. Street Talk is next.